Now in part 3 of our assembly modeling exercise, and our final portion of the assembly modeling of the Inventor hands-on test drive, we're going to take a look at assembly patterns. In this case, in the exercise, you're going to work with the circular pattern. We also have the benefit of working with a rectangle or more of a square type pattern at the same time. And even as a little more advanced mode, there's other ways to create patterns of items when working inside of Autodesk Inventor. This is going to eliminate the need to create multiple areas of our design when all we need to do is copy, move, or rotate something that has already been designed. We're also going to take a look at driving our assembly constraints. So as we built up our assembly, we've built those relationships between our individual parts and made those connections. Now we're going to be able to add to those constraints we've used earlier. We showed the use of open or positional representations earlier in some exercises that maybe in this case showed open and closed positions. Well, now we're going to have the ability to drive those constraints, being able to show the full motion of these constraints. This really adds to the idea of why 3D is a great benefit to any company. It's also going to add to the idea that we can start digitally prototyping inside of the Autodesk Inventor environment. Be able to show strokes, the lengths, things moving in motion. Also adding to the idea of looking for interference detection at the same time. When we're done completing the ability to drive our constraints, we can capture this motion, these movements, with a video we can share with someone in our organization or of course someone outside of our organization. I hope you enjoy, and once again let me hand it over to my coworker.
So now we are ready to finish our lift assembly. Up until this point, I have created components for and constrained them to one leg of the assembly. I want to repeat this process to the other two legs, but I don't have to recreate or reinsert all those components. I can finish my assembly by utilizing the pattern command inside Inventor. First off, I will pre-select the components that I want to pattern. So I'm going to select Link Adjust 1, hold down my Shift key, and select the last component in the browser. I'm then going to hold down my Control key and deselect Lift Ring 1 and Work Plane 1. I can now select my pattern command, and then with the feature pattern select, I'm going to select the whole feature that's towards the bottom as my value for my pattern. Select on OK, and now my assembly has been patterned and is now complete. All three legs now have all their components on them and constrained to them. I can simulate my assembly by driving a constraint, and for this instance the sleeve here will control the movement of all of my other components. So I'm going to expand out my sleeve, and this flush constraint that we created in a previous exercise with a value of 57, I want to drive that to show motion. So I'm going to right click and select Drive Constraint. The initial value of my constraint is in the start box, and then I'm going to change my end value to 81. And let's click on the More button, and I'm going to switch over to a Start and Start with 6 repetitions. I can now select my forward key and see the movement or motion of my assembly. This will go through 6 repetitions and then stop. If I wanted to, I could record this animation into an AVI file.